back. Thank you for joining me. Greyboard Gamer here with a continuation of my playthrough of The Big Book of Madness by ILO Games. We left off with our Blue Magician being the first player in this round, which is going to be round 4. We already moved the marker over. First thing we would do is do the concentration phase. Get his spells refreshed. Now we're going to see what kind of curses we're going to have to deal with. First, we're going to move the invocation marker to the invocation space and see what our reward is for clearing all the curses successfully. Because we cleared all the curses, each player who has a free support slot places the top card of their deck in their support. And thankfully we avoided having to store the top 2 cards of our deck. The top card of our deck will go into support. For him it is a single fire, and for her it is a double earth. Now we will turn the next page of our grimoire. We got this guy to deal with. One player of your choice discards all cards from their hand. Whew. Well, that really is not good. All cards from their hand. And we're moved on to round 4, so I'll move that down. So who do we want to discard all cards from our hand? Whew. Let's get our curses out there. Our multi-element curse. Each player discards their entire deck. Well, this is just getting much worse. Our earth curse. Each player receives 1 madness in their discard pile. Air. Each player places the top card of their deck into the discard pile of the player on their right. And finally, fire. Each player destroys the top card of their deck. All very bad. Well, I don't want to discard my entire deck of both players, but I do have to pick someone to get rid of their hand, and I'll have to keep his hand because he can get rid of this with that fire in the support spot. I will have her discard all the cards from her hand, which is going to basically be a lost turn for her. Move into turn 1 of this round and decide what we're going to do for our action phase now. First thing I definitely want to do is get rid of this. I'll use the fire from support, 1 air, 1 water, and 1 earth to destroy that curse. Now we have water, fire, and air coming up. I will take an additional water for my reward for destroying that curse. We have that's not good because we have this green earth curse coming up, and he almost has enough to take care of it. Actually, he can because of the cards he has in support. This one isn't so bad. We're just exchanging 1 card each off of our deck into the other person's discard pile. I will use 2 earth from him and 2 that are in the support of her to equal the 4 that I need to destroy that curse. And I will grab an additional fire as my reward. Both of our draw piles are getting short. I'll spend 2 water to cast Torrential Rain with double the casting cost to allow 2 players to shuffle their discard pile and support into their deck. Give these a shuffle. Do the same for our green magician. Okay. We have this 1 earth left. Nobody has a discard pile, so it wouldn't be worth casting that. And I don't have anything else that I can do. That'll take care of his turn. I need to draw 5 more during my recuperation. And we got 4 water, a madness, another earth, and an air. We'll move this over, and it will now be our green magician's turn. She has no spells to refresh that have been used. The invocation marker moves without curse, but she has no elements available to cast spells. All we can do is recuperate by drawing 6 from her deck. And we have 4 green, 3 fire. I keep saying green. 4 earth, 3 fire, 2 water. That'll come in handy in our next turn. And that was a very quick turn for her. We can concentrate and refresh that torrential rain. Move the invocation marker, and this time we have to apply a curse. Each player places the top card of their deck into the discard pile of the player on their right. So the top card of their deck, so his will be a double earth, and hers is a single earth. Not a whole lot gained or lost there. They're both the same element. Doesn't really change the decks very much at all. That's just fine. We'll take that. But we do have a problem in we cannot get rid of this fire, I don't think, before the next turn. He does only have 4 spells, so I will use 2 water and purchase Ice Touch, which allows, at the cost of 2 water, one other player drawing 1 card, then places 1 card from their hand in support. Could use that to manage things. And when a spell comes into play, it is available right away for use. So I will spend an additional 2 water, use Ice Touch to have her draw a card, and it's a fire. That is excellent. We will be able to get rid of the fire. not as quick as we wanted. Oh, actually we can. Okay, good. And now I got to place one in support, and I'll move one of these. Well, do I want to do that? Or do I want to move one of these water, because we're going to have water coming up next? I'll do that. I'll move one of these water into support. Yeah, I'll stay with that. Now I still have the one air that I'm going to use to cast telepathy and allow one other player to take an action. And for her action, I will have her destroy a curse by spending the 4 fire in her hand. Take care of this one now. Get it out of there. And I will have her take a water, a double water for the reward for destroying that. And I still have 2 earth that I could do something with. I have a big draw pile here, and I need to start getting a hold of some air cards since neither one of us have any left. And I'll spend 2 earth element to cure my madness. That'll end my turn after I do the recuperation phase. Draw 6 cards. No air in there. A ton of fire. So 6 fire and 3 water. And our green magician will take her turn. She has no spells to refresh. We'll move to space 4. No curse to apply. Again, we don't have any air cards available. But we do have growth where she can draw cards. So I'll spend 2. That way I can draw 2 cards. Gain the fire and more earth. I will spend 2 earth to gain abundance. And abundance, you can spend 2 and it allows one other player to draw 2 cards. That'll be my 5th spell, and I'll go ahead and use abundance right away. Spend 2 more and have him draw 2 more cards. There we go. A double air and another fire. Just full up with fire. But we got a double air, so that's a good start. But not very good. What are we going to do next? I will have her spend 1 water, cast ice to place 1 card from her hand in support, get another card ready for support. Trying to get ready for these rounds we have coming up with 2 of the multi-element cards, and with her special ability she can exchange cards in her hand with the same number of cards in support. She has no other elements available in her hand. We'll have her recuperate and draw 6. Huh. There's all the air. That's crazy. 7 air and 1 madness card. Well, I know what I'm going to do in the next turn. That worked out pretty good still. Move over and prepare for our 5th and final round, our 5th and final turn of this round. We're about to head into the last turn of round 4, and we have to deal with this air curse. First, we'll refresh his spells during the concentration phase. Move the move the invocation marker during the monster phase. No curses to apply. I will use my double air, cast telepathy, and allows one other player to take one action, but I spent double the cost. So one other player can take 2 actions now. First, I will have her spend 4 air to take care of the final curse that we had on the board and get a reward for that curse. We have water, fire, and air coming up next. I think we're okay with water right now. We got plenty of fire over there. She has a lot of air, so we'll go with the water, even though I think we're okay. Take that as her reward. She still gets a second action that she can take. She can cast Aspiration, receive a card in her hand from another player. She doesn't have any earth. He doesn't have any earth to take either. I could purchase the Tornado in exchange, which allows me to exchange 1 card with another player. But Aspiration allows me to do things like, well, we do have a lot coming up. I think her draw deck is small. What I'll do is get rid of her curse. I'll spend 2 to heal her madness. He's got a pretty good draw deck, but hers is getting low. So I'll spend 1 water, cast Torrential Rain, allows 1 player to shuffle. Ooh, that's going to get rid of her support too, isn't it? That's okay. We'll shuffle her support and her discard into her deck. That way she won't take on any more madness. Okay. Now I'm down to 6 cards. I don't have any madness to cure. I could place some cards into support, but I also want to keep these 2 water available because it's going to be one of the first curses coming up. But we're going to have 2 multi to deal with also. Not sure what I want to do. Maybe what I'll do is, to hopefully get some additional cards, I'll spend 3 fire to gain a triple fire. Maybe I'll do that again. Don't have a lot of madness in either one of our hands to deal with. Not sure. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to spend 3 more fire to gain another triple fire. And what I'm hoping to do is, by drawing 4 more cards, I'll gain, hopefully, the other 2 elements. That'll make it easier for us to get rid of these multi-element curses that are going to be coming up. We'll go to his recuperation phase. Draw 4. And that worked out the way I hoped it would. So we have some of each element now, and still a ton of fire. I think we're set up okay. We'll move our active player marker over and get ready for round number 5. But before I do so, let's look at what we have going on here. The beginning of the next round is not going to be very good. We're going to get hit by a curse or two because she cannot eliminate anything because she only has one air card available, which I can use to have her make him take an action, and he could take out this first one. So that might be okay. We might be alright then. But that'll empty him out of cards, but we'll deal with that when we get to that point. We've been doing great. All 4 rounds we've eliminated the curses, which means I'm going to get the beneficial effect again. One player of your choice gains 1 spell in the library. And I forgot to turn these over. And that is good because these are powerful ones. Each player discards all their madness cards from their hand, then draws 1 card per madness discarded. That's okay. And then we have telekinesis, where each player draws a card. And those are pretty expensive they cost 3 each just to cast. But somebody's going to get a free spell, and we might as well take advantage of it. We've also done an excellent job at managing the madness. This stack has never got dangerously low. That has been really good in the way we've been able to manage that. But I'm ready to go into the next 2 rounds, and they're going to be difficult because every one of these spaces is going to be filled up with curses now that we're going to have to deal with, including the last round, round 6, where we have to eliminate them all or we lose the game. I think we've set ourselves up with our decks pretty good to help manage all the elements that we're going to have to get out of here. But we'll see how we do in the next round. Thank you for joining me this time. Hope to see you in the next video.